Welcome to the Hidden Why podcast, episode 1042. This is my interview with Raj Anand, and we're discussing healthy diet and mindfulness. Please enjoy. Hello, Raj. Welcome to the Hidden Why podcast. Great to have you here today.
I can hear you.
Yes, fantastic, Raj. Whereabouts are you?
I am in Massachusetts.
Okay. A long way away from where I am in Australia.
Yes.
Now, tell us a little bit about yourself, Raj. I've been told that you're now 90 years old. Is that correct?
I am what?
90 years old.
I am 86. In a couple of months, I will be 80, starting 87th.
87. Okay. Well, I was given the wrong information. There you go. And
I'm sorry. My 87th birthday is coming. I was born in 1935.
And you're still working. You've just released a new book.
Yes, I love it.
Healthy Diet and Mindfulness to Prevent Coronary Heart Disease. You're a cardiologist by practice.
I'm a cardiologist and have been professor at University of Massachusetts Medical School for 41 years. I have written other medical textbooks, and I'm also an inventor of thermoelectric angioplasty catheter.
Okay, tell us more about what that is. That sounds a bit confusing. You're an inventor of what?
Catheter it is a catheter. You go into the coronary arteries and you melt the fat of the coronary arteries, but now stents are more common.
Okay. Interesting. So you're really into looking into what creates a healthy life and longevity.
Yes.
How old do you think you might live to, Raj?
Well, I hope I live long, but I want to live healthy and happy so I can take care of myself.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's no point living long if you're not healthy to be able to have a good life.
Right.
I'm interested in this topic right now, and I'm reading a number of books on this topic, which is interesting. And I want to just discuss a few things from your book, because you talk about a number of different factors that help create a healthy life, including diet. But you also talk about exercise, stress reduction methods, adequate sleep, socializing, and also checkups as well. So can we delve into a little bit of the information that you share into your book? Is that okay?
Yes, sure. The thing is, healthy diet alone is not enough. You have to have a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And in that healthy lifestyle, it is all included what you just mentioned: healthy diet, regular exercise, stress reduction, socializing, adequate sleep, and once a year physical checkup. And so that is what this book is all about. And I wrote this book because all the books that I have read so far, they tell you eat this, don't eat that, eat fruits, vegetables, beans. But nobody explains to you, if you go to the supermarket and you want to buy bread, there are 10 different kinds of bread which is suitable for you. If you want to buy oil, which oil you should buy. When you go to a restaurant, everybody orders salad. Nobody tells the server to remove the seeds from raw tomatoes because they have toxic lectins. So that is why I wrote this book, to have the person become knowledgeable and for himself or herself choose what is good for him or her. And also,
okay, so a little bit more in depth there by the sounds of that.
Sure.
So let's just talk about one thing for a second, and it's kind of interesting as a professor for many years yourself, and even now. Things and I guess the science is changing so quick, and new discoveries are happening all the time. And what we once knew seems to be obsolete within a very short period of time. How do you keep up with the science and I guess the information that you provide about what it does create a healthy life?
I read everywhere, wherever I can, including the internet. And when I read on the internet, I go back and check it and recheck it. And sometimes I try things on myself. For example, this diet that I have written about, I tried on myself for 3 years and saw its effect on my weight, my health, and then I wrote the book.
Okay. So you do a lot of research then, by the sounds of that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's probably necessary, huh?
Very necessary.
So talk to me about diet. Now, I don't want to go down into the nitty-gritty, but I just want to talk about sort of what's your general overview of what creates or what makes a good diet?
Okay. In diet, you need food to have energy, and you need food to build your day-to-day tear of the body cells. For energy, you have carbohydrates and fats, and for building of the cells, repairs, you need proteins.
Yeah.
But to have them function, you need vitamins and minerals to complete their job to produce energy. And carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are called macronutrients, and vitamins and minerals are called micronutrients. But that is not enough either, because you need also these days antioxidants, because there is so much of pollution all over that you should take antioxidants as much as possible, as many as possible. And just for everybody's knowledge, the antioxidants are present in all the fruits and vegetables that give them the color. So eat full rainbow, all different kinds of fruits and vegetables. Then they are present in nuts and seeds and spices. Among the nuts, the best are walnuts and pistachios. Among the seeds, there are chia seeds. Among the spices, there are cinnamon, garlic, ginger, and from the Middle East, there is sumac. Then from coffee and tea, you get your antioxidants, and then red wine, and lastly, chocolates. So if you have to eat, say, one fruit, the one top, I would say, is blueberries. That carries very powerful antioxidants. If you have to eat one vegetable, that is broccoli. I'm not encouraging to eat only one, but what I'm just mentioning is that. Exactly. And
so blueberries and broccoli, lots of antioxidants.
Excuse me?
I said lots of antioxidants.
Lots of antioxidants. You cannot keep up with them.
Yeah.
And there are supplements available too. And I'm trying, I have not made up my mind yet. One of them is bergamot from Italy, from the bergamot orange tree. And the other is from artichokes, which are good for the liver. But I will be reporting as soon as I have made up my mind. Right now, I'm very encouraged.
Okay, just going on to supplements for a second. Actually, backtracking to your comment on antioxidants and fruit and vegetables, do you think we should be primarily eating more plants like fruits and vegetables?
The answer is yes, primarily.
And what about dairy and meat and things from the supermarket like your crackers and cereals and breads and stuff like that?
Right. Okay. Talking of meats, those who want to eat meat, I have no problem as long as they eat smaller pieces and trim off all the fat. And if you eat 7 days a week meat, introduce at least 1 day of plant-based, and from there on gradually increase at your own comfort. Then as far as the crackers and all that are concerned, that is not good, because there are 5 things you should try to avoid, and that is fried food, highly processed meat like sausages, bologna, and also prepackaged snacks, and sugar, and then bad fats. The bad fats are saturated fats, trans fats, and oils. One should try to cook without oil in, say, tomato sauce, but if one cannot, use only one oil, and that is avocado oil, which has good fatty acids in it. And the other ones, like soybean oil or sunflower oil, safflower oil, they have omega-6 fatty acids, which cause inflammation in the body, which then chronic inflammation leads to 8 diseases which are eventually deadly and debilitating. They are high blood pressure, they are stroke, heart disease, then Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, and leaky gut syndrome. These 9 diseases, they can be avoided, at least reduced significantly, if you cut down inflammation in the body. And to cut down inflammation in the body, you should eat good carbs, which are fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, good fats, which are nuts, seeds, fish, avocado, and olives, and then plenty of antioxidants. Those who do not eat meat must have 1 multivitamin with mineral every day. And lastly, and of course, 1 cup of yogurt as a probiotic. Okay. And some prebiotics also. All vegetables have prebiotics in them for good bacteria. And lastly, everybody wants dessert. I have no objection, but the only dessert which is good for you is chocolates. And when you bite out chocolates, it must be dark chocolate with cacao.
What are you talking, like 85, 95? What sort of percentage?
Well, that's what I'm coming to. Dark chocolate with cacao content of no less than 75%, preferably 88% or in that range. And under no circumstances buy any chocolate that has cacao content of less than 60%, because the dark milk chocolates, they all have cacao content of less than 35%. No. So once you see less than 60, just put it away. Try to start with 70, 75, and gradually build up your taste.
Okay, so a couple of questions just on those food groups, and that's great information. With the carbohydrates, and it's one that sometimes gets me confused. I understand you want, more pure carbohydrates, not processed, so avoid bread. But what about like potatoes and rice, for example? I mean, are they manageable?
As far as potato is concerned, there is selenium in it, there's magnesium in it. It is good, but the pulp inside that we eat, that is a pure, simple carb. So if you are eating potato, eat with the skin, eat baked potato and without the butter. And once in a while, it is perfectly all right. Don't eat mashed potato because that is all simple carb and immediately raises blood sugar and can lead to insulin resistance. That's not good.
Okay. And what about the likes of the grains like rice or quinoa?
As far as grains are concerned, then if you buy bread and it says whole wheat on it, don't believe it, because government, for example, in US allows mixing some white flour in it and calling it whole wheat, and only certain percentage. And therefore, make sure it either says 100% whole wheat flour or it says whole wheat grain flour or multigrain flour. So those are good. Oats are good, and quinoa is good. millet is good. And one thing I must mention, that is, there is a misconception that brown rice is very good for you. Well, brown rice per se is good, but the arsenic content in brown rice is more than what the FDA allows. And therefore, brown rice should be avoided.
Okay, so white rice is not too bad.
Well, there is a black rice, wild rice, that is good, but make sure cook it well, chew it well, and when you eat, don't start eating with too much because the stools become very loose very quickly. At the same time, I must say, if you want to eat white rice, there's no problem with it as long as you eat it with beans. Once you mix it with beans and you chew it, then all the fiber in the beans get mixed with rice, and rice lacks one amino acid which is present in beans, and beans lack two amino acids which are present in rice. So it makes a perfect meal if you combine both of them, chew it well.
Okay, that's interesting. That's probably why the Japanese have that natto on top of their rice for breakfast.
Right.
So tell me, that's good information, thank you. And supplements, you just talked about a couple of, by the sounds of it, new supplements that you're doing some research on. What are current supplements that you think perhaps we could all benefit from?
Well, on Amazon, they have one Italian bergamot capsule, 500 milligram, and that has an extract from bergamot orange tree in southern Italy. Yep. This bergamot is a crossbreed between lemon and bitter orange. Okay. And in the peel, and I repeat, only in the peel, that is very useful in reducing inflammation all over the body. At the same time, for some reason, it reduces cholesterol tremendously. And that is what I'm trying to find out now. And those who drink tea, I think they should get used to Earl Grey tea. Any tea which says Earl Grey, that has to have peel of the bergamot orange fruit. Yeah. So one can start with that. And the other supplement that I'm working on is from artichokes combined with milk thistle. And that one is very, very good for liver. People talk about the diet and all that, but nobody mentions about the liver, when liver is actually a furnace through which all the foods go through and all the toxins go through, and liver detoxifies them. So liver has to be at its most efficiency all the time functioning, and artichokes have been found to correct that, but you have to eat tons of artichokes. Therefore, it's better to buy this capsule, which has artichoke extract in it, along with another product, which is a milk thistle, which is a plant with similar effects. And that is supposed to be very effective. I don't have the final answer yet.
Okay, and just jumping back a second to the food groups, you also mentioned having some yogurt, like a couple of tablespoons of yogurt, maybe as a dessert or something like that. Is yogurt, like a dairy yogurt, still good? Because I sort of am conflicted about eating dairy.
Okay. As far as dairy is concerned, for example, vegans don't take dairy no matter what. But those who do, for them, make sure when you buy yogurt, it says no sugar added. Because there is always some sugar from the fruit, but if the sugar from the fruit is, say, 7 grams, then there is added sugar of 4 or 5 grams, making total of 12. So that should be 0 added sugar. So buy those, and they are available in the market. I get mine from Whole Foods, and they are there.
Okay. Yep. Now jumping back to the supplements, what supplements? I know you're looking into these couple of new ones, and actually you just talked about the artichokes for the liver. Is there anything else that you do to try and promote a healthy liver or help your liver do its job? Like, do you have a tea or a drink or some sort of supplement that you take other than the artichoke one?
As far as tea is concerned, make sure that you pour hot water on the tea bag and let the color come which you want, and then pick up the bag, throw it away, never squeeze it. That is the mistake people make. They squeeze it, and what happens that the oxidants in the tea becomes antioxidants in the tea become pro-oxidants, and they damage the body cells. And therefore, one should never squeeze it, and also try not to leave the tea and reheat an hour and a couple of hours later, because those pro-oxidants are there and they become more concentrated.
Oh, okay. So don't leave the the tea bag in your cup.
No, you have the tea bag in the cup, you pour water. When the desired color comes, you pick up the bag and you throw it away and you drink the tea.
Okay.
And I must mention also, some people are so nuts after the proteins these days, especially the goes on paleo diet, but protein is used only to repair the tissues. Whatever is left is converted into glucose in the liver. And when it is converted into glucose in the liver, if body at that particular time needs glucose, it will pass on to that. Otherwise, it will convert, all that protein will be converted into fat called VLDL. And that fat is sticky. And when liver releases that into the blood, it goes into the arteries and gets stuck with the inner lining of the walls of the arteries and produces coronary artery disease and arteries of the neck, arteries of the legs. And therefore, too much protein is not good. The amount of protein that you need, only stay with that, which is usually recommended as 55 to 60 grams for adult men and 45 to 50 for women.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you should not.
And do you think the source of the protein varies? Like if we have protein from beans and things like that, can we have more of that compared to if we had protein from animal meat?
The amount should not exceed, but that is your source, that is fine.
Okay, and so same.
Vegetarians who only get it from beans and all that usually have to eat more, and therefore I suggest to them that 2 egg whites from hard-boiled eggs, throw away the yellow, especially if you have cholesterol problems, and just take the 2 egg whites every day. I do.
Okay, all right. And so just jumping into the supplements for now, what standard set of supplements would you recommend to someone or to everyone that you think we should take? Like, I've heard vitamin D is one of those that most people should supplement.
As a matter of fact, beyond what I have mentioned, the only one I'll add is vitamin D. And I do not recommend any other supplements at all. And
can I ask you about the? There's a lot of new supplements and new science coming about longevity and health. And there's one particular supplement, NMN supplement, to help. And it's a NAD booster, which I can't explain as well as you probably can. Is there any benefits of that?
Well, the problem is that companies that make all this, they want to make money. So they always overshoot. They all recommend high doses, but what effect it will have in the long run, nobody knows. So it is better not to go and achieve all those from your diet, the healthy diet. And I was talking about vitamin D. I have yet to see a person, say from India, where the skin is a little dark, who has normal vitamin D. People who live in northern hemisphere over here, like USA, Canada, and all that, we have winters which are very long and summers are short. We do not get much exposure to sun. So we also lack vitamin D.
Yeah.
And lack of vitamin D not only makes the bones porous, but lack of vitamin D has been shown to be associated with coronary disease also, as well as cancer, all those. And therefore, vitamin D should be checked at least once a year in your blood profile, and it should be corrected. And the test to be ordered should be dihydroxy 25 or 25 dihydroxy test. Usually that is the one which is ordered anyway, but this is much better standardized.
Okay. Yeah. And can you do these tests at home now, like to test out your vitamins and minerals and things in your body?
At home?
Yeah.
No.
You need to still go to see a physician or doctor.
And while we are at it, I must mention, when you go to doctor and get the blood test once a year, and the doctor will test cholesterol, triglycerides, good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, make sure to mention, and it is in my book, to include high sensitivity CRP test, not regular CRP, high sensitivity CRP, because that is very, very sensitive and tells you whether you have very low risk of coronary disease or high risk. That must be included. If you don't ask, doctors won't do it.
So what is that? High sensitivity CRP?
Yes, CRP, C-reactive protein.
All right, good to know. So look, we've covered a lot on diet, and I know we're coming to the end of the segment here, but you've got a lot more in the book, a lot more to share. And I think, there's a few areas that I think we could touch on, but the one I want to delve into is this, because it's in the title also, is this idea of mindfulness being a very strong force in our health and longevity. So can you talk to us about mindfulness and what you've sort of written in the book to help people develop a mindfulness practice, perhaps?
Right. This has been shown that people who practice mindfulness regularly, and I've written the technique in the book, in the long run, the outer layer of the brain called cortex is thicker in those who do mindfulness practice regularly than those who don't. Plus, right behind the ear, there is a structure called hippocampus that also becomes thicker in those who do mindfulness. Now, what does that mean? That means that, number one, these people are more prone to being calm rather than emotional. They control their emotions much better. Though stress is all around us and will remain, but the effect of stress is less. And in these people, if you do brain scans, they have found out that the areas where there were amyloid deposits, which are responsible for loss of memory, they thin out and eventually disappear. So that is why mindfulness is very, very important. And eventual aim is that the stress, though it will remain around you, it should not affect you, and you should not react emotionally to stress.
So mindfulness is really about helping reduce that level of stress and anxiety.
Exactly.
And sorry, just going back to how that, like, in our body helps us. I mean, I understand that stress is not good, and I have a lot of stress in my life generally. but I do try to practice mindfulness and I do try and reduce that. But what is it exactly that's happening in our body with stress?
What in the body?
Yeah. Like why does stress make us unhealthy?
Stress does the same thing which unhealthy food does, and that is it leads to generalized low-grade inflammation in the body, which over the years adds up and then leads to high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, dementia, arthritis, diabetes, and leaky gut syndrome.
Is that because like stress creates cortisol, right? Is that correct?
Yes.
So too much cortisol we can't manage? Is that what happens with inflammation? Like how does that all link?
We all have at the back of our brain what's called old brain. In old times, people had only, say, millions of years ago, they had only 3 functions to do in a day. One, get up in the morning, go out, hunt, and in the evening, collect the meat, come home and eat. During all that day, they were under stress that the predator may not eat them. So they were kind of very alert, and their cortisol levels were high. And that proves that stress leads to high cortisol level. And then in return for that, it affects causes stress, and it is a stress hormone and leads to all the effects of the stress. Whereas hippocampus is the one which keeps amygdala under control. Amygdala reacts to, it's an almond-shaped small structure, which reacts to stress and tells hypothalamus, a small structure below the brain, go and produce. And then hypothalamus tells the adrenal glands in the abdomen to produce cortisol. So this is a circuit, how it is. Actually, it is amygdala which is responsible for the start of the cycle, and hippocampus keeps it under control.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. And what mindfulness practice do you recommend or do you do to help keep your stress levels low?
Okay. What I do is you sit comfortably, but not too comfortable because you want to remain alert.
Yeah.
And try to keep the spine straight but not stiff. And then you just focus on your breath for a few minutes and just feel the sensations of the breath from nostrils going all the way down to the belly, and then during exhale all the way going out, and then keep feeling that, and then let the focus go, and you just be aware of those feelings. And that's called awareness practice, which is mindfulness. And you just stay with that, and every time the mind wanders, you bring the mind back to the breath sensations. Breath is your anchor. Breath is your life. And you can sit as long as you want. Those who tell me, gee, I don't have time. I said, okay, do you have 1 minute? They say, yes. I said, okay. Whenever you have time, you sit at the edge of the bed or chair, close your eyes, sit comfortably, and focus your attention at the tip of the nose and feel the air going in and out for 1 minute, and then go. When you feel comfortable, increase it to 2 minutes. When you come to about 5 minutes and you feel comfortable, then you do this breath technique, which I have mentioned.
Yeah, okay. So focusing on that breath and any time frame, I guess, to start with is a good time frame. How often would you do this practice, Raj? Would you morning and night or just once a day?
Okay. It should be done anytime convenient to you, but preferably in the morning. And secondly, what I do is my practice is on the breath, And then to that, I add sensations of the body, any numbness and tingling, any pressure, any stiffness, any heat or any cold, any feeling in the body, whole body. That's called entire body meditation, including the breath, all at the same time.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I do 3-minute meditation several times a day, every time I can think of it. 1 minute to just focus, check my mind and sit comfortably, and 1 minute on the breath, and then 1 minute on entire body with the breath, and that's enough. It's called 3-minute breathing space.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, develop a habit every now and then when you can think of it. Take a deep breath and then blow the air out all the way through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Just once every now and then, that will release a lot of tension from your body.
It's good to break it up in the day, isn't it? Yeah.
And if you don't have time for that, you are driving, red light comes, you stop there, then you just take this deep breath through the nose, blow out through the mouth, and the red light then goes green, you go. When next red light comes, so that way you can find time. Nobody tells me that they don't have time to have one breath.
No, very good, very good. Mate, I appreciate you taking the time coming on today, and certainly we'll put the link for your book. Everyone listening, the book is called Healthy Diet and Mindfulness to Prevent Coronary Heart Disease. The link will be in the show notes at thehiddenwhy.com.
By the way, those who want to buy the book, it is available on Amazon, amazon.com. And then they can also go to my website, which is Raj K Anand, RajKanand, one word, .com. And there they can see the book. They can hear this podcast also. And if they have any question, I have my email address. They can send me email. I always answer. And I'll request you, sir, also, Lee, if you would be kind to send me this link after you develop this podcast, and I will ask my team to put that on my website as well.
Absolutely will. So I'll stick the link for your website in the show notes at thehiddenwhy.com, the book link there as well. Guys, if you want to learn more about Raj and his book, jump on his website, and Raj certainly will keep in touch and you in the loop with the launch date of this. Thanks for coming on today. A really good time.
You want me to give you my personal email address so you can send me the link?
I've got that, mate. Yep. I'll send it to you, the one that I sent you this morning.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Raj. And everyone out there listening.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's been great. Lots of information to digest. Guys listening, until next time, peace, passion, and purpose. See you soon. Thanks, guys, for listening to this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you heard. I hope you love what you're hearing. If you like this episode, guys, or any of the episodes that you're listening to here at The Hidden Why, please do me a favor by sharing it. You can share it with your families. You can share it with your loved ones. You can do that by using your favorite social media channels, using the icons on the platform that you're listening to The Hidden Why podcast. Also, guys, if you're a fan of the show, please connect with me. Connect with me at thehiddenwhy.com. I love to hear from you. I love to converse with the people that listen to this show to find out what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy, and perhaps if they have any questions or feedback for the show as well. You can stay up to date with all that I'm releasing here, guys. I do a solo show every Monday, a 3-minute thought every Thursday. I do 2 interviews a week on a Wednesday and a Saturday, and a book review every Friday. You can stay up to date with all that by subscribing to my newsletter at thehiddenwhy.com. Just enter your email address there, and also subscribing to the podcast on the platform that you choose to listen to your podcasts. You can also support the show, guys, by using the Amazon links at thehiddenwhy.com. So if you like books, you can get all the books that I review there, and anything else really that you like to purchase through Amazon. So use that link, it helps support the show. And we've also got a deal with Audible, guys. Audible is a fantastic way to listen to all your favorite books. We've got a deal with them so you can get 2 free books when you subscribe, or subscribe to a 30-day free trial. So check that out again at thehiddenwhy.com. Guys, that's it from me. You know what to do. Go out there, breathe more passion into every single moment. Do do everything with greater purpose. And in doing so, you will discover your hidden why. This is The Hidden Why. My name is Lee Martinuzzi. Until next time, peace, passion, and purpose. See you soon.